Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be showing you some basic tips and tricks with the Jim Tom Larry to help improve your infantry gameplay. Maybe you're struggling a little bit in PvP. Today we'll try to help you a little bit.
Alright, so first thing I'm going to show is how to properly use the suppressive fire feature. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to use it. It's Shift S on your keyboard. If you click that and then click, they all shoot in that direction just randomly. Sometimes it's actually more accurate than just shooting. But basically what I do, I got my whole squad here of 82nd Airborne. They spawn with a 30 cal MG. So I would send the rifles over there to an area, break the MG off. You want to normally like lay him down in the open, just suppress fire while your other guys move up and get in range. It's supposed to, it gives the enemy infantry like a, what do you want to call it, Brick? Yeah, it makes them lay down, if that makes any sense.
It's very useful when you're assaulting.
Makes them pin down, basically.
Their
And then
accuracy
normally,
and everything.
I tend to break, like, divide my infantry squad up, move it in like 3 different points. So it makes it harder for him to shoot. But that's pretty much it. That's a really good feature. A lot of people don't use it. A lot of people don't know about it. I forgot about it because they just added it. It wasn't really like a big announcement, but it's very effective.
It's very useful for when you're assaulting a trench. Typically when you start doing suppressive fire, all the infantry will either kneel down or lay down completely and let your infantry push up.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to show. None of my guys, your guys didn't lay down for some reason, but normally in every real game I've played, you do that and they instantly lay down and makes them like pinned down. That makes any sense. Next up, we're going to show some basic defenses and what could, hold an area pretty well until your reinforcements get here. And just move this squad up. I like to individually put my guys around, but I normally do like a V pattern. I normally put my ARs or BARs in the back, so the infantry in front takes the brunt of the what you want to call it, hits before the MGs do, so they stay up as long as possible.
On top of that, if you're in a rush and you need to get foxholes down now, what you can do is, as you normally would, without dividing them up, you can click and hit shift at the same time, and it lets you place down them all without having to break the squad up. It's a little bit quicker, not quite as neat, and you can't really put guys where you want them specifically, but it still is a good, quick method if you have to get units down. Like if you're assaulting a cap, trying to hold it, just maintain it. It's a good tip to know.
Also, another thing, if you never noticed, on your units, if they're in the open, if you look at their little symbol above their head, and then look at this guy's unit, he has a little shield. He actually gets a little, I'm pretty sure he gets a defense bonus for being in a, like, if you have anyone in a bush, or, let's just take this guy, he's behind a sandbag. If I put him on the stone wall, and if I can find a bush.
Awaiting orders.
That's not a guy.
Ready, sir.
But any, like, sort of cover, they get a little bonus for being in something. If you move them, the bonus disappears. But, Brick, if you want to send your guys, try to attack this point.
I'm going to show you a basic assault. The basic rule of thumb is if you're assaulting a position, you want to have, and they're dug in, you want to have at least twice as many. On a good day, 3 in a supporting unit, but now we're pretty much even. This right here is just a Jaeger squad, not the Luftwaffe. I'm running the irregular doctrine. These are good infantry, but so what you want to do, or you kind of want to assault. You gotta get up there, right? Big open field. We gotta cross. You gotta try to do is you want to get close. Just have them crawl up and just throw smokes. Throw smokes, advance through the smokes, kind of like a creeping barrage of smokes, essentially. Just keep you guys in cover. Don't let them get shot at. You're gonna lose infantry. That's inevitable when you're assaulting a position. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to minimize that to the best of our abilities. So I'm entering the field from the bottom left, throwing smokes. Let the smoke fizzle off for a second, so my infantry can push out. Try not to let them shoot, because if you shoot, the smoke is negated. But as you just creep on up,
As he's
just have
throwing the smokes, my infantry can't see through that, so if he just keeps throwing a line of smoke and crawling up, he can get as close as he wants until he's about, I don't know, maybe 10-ish yards in front of him. The grenade range, pretty much, but
the more smoke, the better.
yeah.
I mean, the more dense the smoke, the more they're on the middle point, the better you are. So I'm just gonna keep advancing my infantry up through smoke. I'm getting relatively close now, as
Yeah,
you can
that's pretty
see.
close.
As my infantry is still advancing, I have them to do not shoot. What you can do is set them to return fire, but just for this exercise, I'm showing with do them do not shoot. And if you're in the heat of combat, you get a lot of stuff. You're maintaining a lot, but we're on a one-on-one thing here, so we do have the advantage and the privilege of doing it like this. But 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have the ability to maintain everything as well as an active battlefield. So this is just if you have to take a certain point and you're doing something like this is what you can do, and it's very effective for the most part. There's a few flaws, like if he had for instance, just an MG or something set up in the back, he could just spray through the smoke. It would
Or
almost make,
I could, as we talked about before, the suppressive fire feature, and just,
and it
just suppress,
is
and it might get a hit.
relative.
Yeah. See how close he is, and my guys haven't even seen any of his units yet, and I have a scout right here.
You also got to be keep in mind that the poorer quality of the troop, the less throwables I have. For instance, these guys start off with like 15 smoke grenades, 6 AT grenades, and 22 normal grenades. That's a lot. But the lower quality infantry will have much less. So if you're assaulting and you're using this strategy, it's going to be a lot less effective. But I mean, I'm quite literally crawling in
Yeah, you
between
are
them.
on top of me, and my guys have yet to just now seeing him.
After this, we'll show you that's the AI throwing a grenade. After this, I'll show you what happens without the smoke. I mean,
As you can
see that
see, he got within grenade range before my guys even decided to shoot back. That's
fight a
pretty...
sup- fight a supporting unit there, or something along the lines
Yeah,
of
he would
that.
have easily wiped my whole position.
You gotta also take advantage of the fact the person you're assaulting probably isn't able to see is also managing a bunch of other units as well.
Yeah,
So I mean, they're
you
not
gotta
paying
think this is
attention.
a, what do you want to call it? We're in a 1v1
So I
demonstration.
mean, these guys were equally numbered assaulting position for dug-in infantry. Granted, you could have done a little bit better, could have done a little bit worse with the infantry I had. But it's just a generalized. So now this time I'm going to send the exact same squad without the smoke. Granted, he is going to have a little bit less units now because I did take out a handful of foxholes and a handful of the guys, but nowhere near enough to make it completely combat ineffective. So I'm going to wait for that last smoke to fizzle out, and then I'll send another Jaeger squad attack
Another thing
that
I
one
want
I
to
just sent.
add, if I were to throw my own smoke line, like where I'm pinging right now, I would be able to see through the smoke if I had a scout in front and shoot through the smoke without his guys seeing me. So that's kind of another tip that a lot of people do and don't know about.
My infantry is approaching the bottom left again, getting close. These guys, I'm just gonna have them sprint at them, and it's just no tactical, like we're pretty much doing a Russian charge essentially. And so let's see how well this works. I mean, we'll see if we make it even far. We'll see if we even kill anyone. I'd be surprised if we do using this tactic. The defense he has is really good. His bar gunner's still alive. I mean, the combat integrity of the unit is still damn near 100%. So I mean,
Yeah, and normally if this were a real game, I would put my MG on suppressive fire, as I just did. You can see it's actually hitting some of the guys too. He's actually pulling the trigger with his full auto weapon.
they're just standing there. They're told to keep moving, but just because, see, they're handful of them are staying in the back, but I mean, it's already just
Yeah.
the last run. I mean, we're not making it nearly as far.
Another thing too, as you can see, my MG is run out of ammo. Every squad spawns with one or two. This guy spawned with a 500 extra round for the 30 cal. There's normally, yeah, see, there's two of them. This guy spawns with 320 rounds. That's an extra 1,000 rounds in the squad. If you just go up to him, you run up, you hit X to pull up this little circle, click on him, and then just right-click the ammo, and then fills him up. It's the same with bazookas too. I'm gonna show real quick. He's got an AT assist. He spawns with 4 additional bazookas and a Willie Pete round. Just go up, right click, and that guy has.
Any orders, sir?
He's got 9 bazooka rockets and 2 Willie Pete smoke rockets.
Something else I'm going to show off here real quick. I'm going to show off a mortar smoke barrage. It's something that people don't understand and don't typically utilize, which I'm kind of surprised by. But granted, a lot of people just don't understand how effective it is. As I get my mortar set up, I'm just going to, from the receiving end, you'll see how effective it is. This is the German 8 centimeter mortar, so it's okay, not great, but its smoke rounds are decent, big enough. Smoke rounds coming in. I mean, it's not hyper accurate. It's nothing like that. It's a tube with a stand shooting grenades essentially. But I mean, you get 10 of them per. You see the rounds coming in. They're shooting, and this just allows you to push up a lot further. So if you have a mortar combined with the smoke as well as the infantry, you can just have them. This smoke also lasts quite a while.
It lasts way longer.
Send that Jaeger squad and just have them rush at the infantry. That's the 10 rounds from the mortar.
And from my perspective, it's already created almost a wall. There's only one line of sight I can see through with just one mortar. I normally spawn if I'm using mortars. I rarely do because I normally play infantry. But I would get 2 mortars, just have them in like a staggered line. And if you do this, the whole field would have been smoked.
Yeah, and on top of that as well, you gotta remember your mortars do have limited ammo. They don't need an ammo truck. Get them an ammo crate. But I mean, my infantry's look, as you'll see here in a second, my infantry's getting very close with minimal. They're not taking as many casualties as they were before.
Yeah, I think the smoke was starting to disperse. That's the only reason. Right now, my guy's seen through the one gap that was open. But still. Same concept with the smoke grenades. If it was a whole wall, he could have got just as close.
Yeah, I mean, they do last longer, but they don't last forever. If I had an infantry section ready when I was doing the mortar barrage, it would have worked out a lot better.
Yeah, combining all of them would be most ideal. Yeah.
These aren't the greatest infantry either. I mean, if you had better quality infantry, they could definitely take a lot more. If you had actual shock infantry, you could do a lot more. If you had supportive fire, I mean, there's just a whole lot of other variables you could take into consideration when you're assaulting. You can mess around with that in, I mean, even campaign, mess around with some friends, see what works best for you. Everyone has different play styles, everyone has different methods of doing it. But ultimately, as long as you get there, as long as you knock out the enemy, that's all that matters.
One more thing I'd like to add if I were attacking this position, I would take my MG unit and dig it in and it only so it can shoot back while my other infantry is pushing up. That makes sense.
I mean, there's countless other things we could have done here. If it, even just a light vehicle would have probably could have
Yeah.
changed that a lot. I mean, just having
Even
on top of that. Oh, God.
even another squad from this little gap farther down the road, that would have created a crossfire. So then my units don't know what to look at. We'll go over that in a little bit, but
As
then
well as that, when you're assaulting, make sure you have a Panzerschreck, Panzerfaust, some sort of AT. Is they're inevitably going to send some sort of reinforcements to that position, and you want to have something, even if you. So when you take it, I mean, you don't want to have them be able to take it back. Use their defenses against them. Have a Panzerschreck or something waiting, because they will, or bazooka, anything, because they will send either some sort of armored reinforcements. A lot of people panic by a tank or some sort of light armor to because they'll see their infantry get wiped and they'll panic. It's just part of that's just what people do. You just gotta be ready for that.
yeah, and rush a car up, and then I would normally, if this were a real game, put a bazooka up on this hedge, hide him in a bush, and but all right. Next up here, we're gonna demonstrate crossfires and how to take advantage of them. Pretty much basic like hedgerow map. You like you need to do this on every hedgerow map pretty much if you're defending. So I have my two Brownings here. I like to use the ones on the tripod because they sit up a little higher. The like Browning 50 cal, it lays on the ground in this one. It can't really see majority of the time. So normally always build the sandbags. And I'm gonna just have a squad here to help dig in. Just show that real quick.
I'm ready.
And I also have two bazooka squads. Normally what I do here is, oh, I already gave all the bazookas to him. I would put them up in the corners. You see how there's a gap here? And I would take both of them and make kind of a, so if a vehicle drives through and kills one of them, there's still one to back him up if one dies.
Ready to go, sir.
Also, if I would have had more time, we're not going to show it in this part, but I would normally put AP or AT mines, like here would be a good spot on the road. And then I would probably normally hold over here if I were holding this. But for now, we're just going to show it's defending this area. But
When it's all dug in, we'll begin the assault.
yeah, I'm just going to dig in a few units. Like, I wouldn't probably have this many here if it were a real battle, but just to show. That's the bar operator. Yeah, always make sure to grab the ammo from the ammo bearers. Like, the bar spawns with so little ammo. It's just,
Orders, sir.
you almost need to.
Ready to go. Yep.
Alright,
Ready to go, sir.
as I'm finishing up digging in here, Brick, you can probably release your units.
So
And if you noticed, I have my two Brownings. This one's can aim from this side and can see right to there. This one's over here and can see down the gap. So they're kind of forming a V pattern. Like, that makes any sense. So the AI again has to pick which to shoot at.
my infantry's approaching.
Any orders?
Infantry's in the process moving in. I mean, they're heavy fire, as expected, but
Normally you might have to direct control because the AI in this game is not the greatest. But as you can see, the 2 Brownings alone are just melting his units, and I've taken, what, maybe 3 losses so far? The only problem is if you have them both start shooting at the same time, they're gonna run out of ammo.
Yeah, it's just devastating.
Yeah, and if this were a real battle, this is a big hit to your... Like, that's a lot of losses. You just lost 2 whole squads to basically one squad.
Typically, if you were actually assaulting that, you'd probably want to have more vehicle assistance, such as this half track I'm rolling up, which is a bit more realistic to have. A lot of vehicles come
As you can see, he did kill my 2 bazookas, but I had a 3rd one. He actually died, but I like pick him up all the time. You can take him out easily. Those half tracks are deadly to your units.
That's the importance of staying at distance. If you have a vehicle support, send your infantry up first and see that bazooka cooked off, that vehicle took out all that infantry as well.
Yeah, if that were a tank and it cooked off, what is it? The molten metal or whatever you want to call it from the tank cooking off actually kills every unit around it if it lands on it.
And again, a complete repulse right there. He did take a few casualties on the half track. I mean, if we had it at distance, we would have been better off. But I mean, in a scenario like this, I'm forced to be up close. That's the big issue with hedgerow maps, is you're forced to be close quarters. So you
it's
can't
close
stay at
quarters
distance.
combat.
So typically, the more SMGs you have on a map like this, the better, because you're doing a lot of CQC, automatic rifles, all that just reigns supreme here. I mean, if there's a few things I could have done better, but realistically, I would have needed a tank or some indirect fire support to take him out, because he's dug in like a tick. So there's not much you can do about a situation like this. I mean, again, you probably could do some more smoke shenanigans, but we've already shown you that. You know what to do.
You could mortar the shit out of the position before you attack or while you're attacking, just like they did in real life.
Yeah, that's something else you got to keep in mind is every time you build up the defense, your enemy can see it on the map. So for instance, if you're building up at your base and they'll see a bunch of sandbags, a bunch of new foxholes, and they'll 9 times out of 10, if you're fighting someone that's experienced, they'll start either using indirect fire, a tank, or they'll just outright avoid your base, just because it's more hassle than it's worth. And if they're pushed up to your base, typically they're already winning, so they don't need to push into your base. You got to keep that in mind, as you can build up as nice a base defense as you want, but it doesn't matter if you're not out there getting the points, because if you can hold your base, but if you're losing on points, you're still going to lose. So it doesn't matter. Build up a small defense. Make sure it's discreet. You don't want to have this all grand. Like, for instance, the Finnish heavy engineers, well, yeah, they're cool. It's realistically, you're not going to. It's too much. People see that one determined artillery gunner will desecrate everything you've built up, and then the entire game that you've been building up, making cool defenses, is gone, and you're then pretty much dead weight to your team. So try to be discreet about it.
That's a
Don't
good
build too much.
point. I want to bring back up the point of where you can see what I built on the map. So Brick right now, even though he has its scout, I don't know if that one can see it, but he can see all these empty foxholes, and he can even see these sandbags for this gun. So he automatically knows there's either an MG or an AT gun. They're the same, like, sandbag wall. I think that like if it was a pack 40, it's a little taller or something. But still, I would
I can show you an
instantly
example.
start shooting it or bomb it with a bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show you an example here. I'll send a handful of artillery rounds in that area. I mean, granted, it's a little close, but still, you'll get the gist of it. If I see sandbags that aren't naturally generated there on the map, usually you'll want to, you'll take shots at it because there's an AT gun or MG. Either way, it messes up your infantry pretty bad. Then you don't really want to mess with that. Something you don't want to mess with. I mean, this is the German 10.5. We're all familiar with it. We all either love or hate it. Just granted, it's gonna take a handful of rounds to get sighted in, but once you get sighted in, once you have veteran level crews in your artillery, you're gonna get to the point where where it's gonna be really close. It's not gonna matter how many defenses you set up because they don't exist anymore. I mean, you see it's getting closer and closer. I haven't moved the reticle.
Right.
So
And
you also, in the same breath, you stay fluent. You gotta be able to move your infantry at a moment's notice. Because if they get sighted in on you, there's no point in that down because all your defenses are gone.
in this scenario, normally if I'm holding it and want to be sneaky, I would just normally instead of in the all the way up here, I would fall back to this. If you look at the terrain, it's kind of hard to see here, but maybe if I go in first person, you might be able to see it better.
Any orders, sir?
There is this there's a little slope here, if you can see it. So if you kind of lay behind the slope, you have natural cover if you go behind it. And small little guns like the German 7.5, like I forget what it's called. Yeah, but like guns like this, the 75 M1A1, they can arc their shots over that little hump, and it can't be shot from the front. It's another thing too on these hedgerow maps. Those guns, a 105 Sherman as well. Any basically like Sturm Tiger, Sturm Bumbar, anything. You can shoot over the hedgerow without it being seen. It's most effective way to use them.
Any low velocity gun, if it's low enough, you can arc your rounds over. Like again, the Sturm Panzer, the Sturm Tiger, a lot of the Sherman 105, the Russian short 76, the same one the Finnish get as well. Because a lot of their Finnish stuff is just Russian stuff that they've captured over the time. So I mean, anything short-barreled typically. I mean, I also believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the 15 centimeter, the crew gun, which irregular
Yep,
actually
the
gets, can
SIG.
also shoot over. The SIG is devastating. Anything like that will make assaulting. I mean, typically before you assault in position, you're gonna want to saturate it rather well, especially if they're dug in as well as Jim was over here. I mean, it's gonna be stupid to push that unless you are very confident in your abilities with smoke, which honestly, I mean, not all of us are. To admit that, I'm not very good at this. But I mean, it does take practice. So I mean, saturating it is gonna cost quite a bit more to you, and they will know that you're assaulting it, so their reinforcements will be quicker to get there. But it is gonna help you quite a bit.
Yeah, pretty much if you combined the smoke, mortars, and artillery fire to this position, you would have easily wiped this position. But like he said, normally I always have like two defensive line. I have the main like little light defensive line. Works more as a scout, like if that makes sense. And then I would normally have AT guns and like bigger guns back here, maybe a tank or something. So then if these guys scout it, they can shoot.
Here's an example of the short-barreled 75 at the back of the defensive line again. You can shoot right over. This is back behind it.
Yeah, I'm watching it.
It can shoot right over. It's rather accurate for what it is. It's cheap, and the heat rounds can actually pen most armor as well. So I mean, it's good all game for the most part. It's not gonna have a 100% success rate. It's kind of like shooting if a sniper had a smoothbore rifle, trying to shoot someone at 300 yards. It's doable, but it's difficult. The heat is very inaccurate, but when it does hit, it does do a lot of damage. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, it
Don't
only has
rule this gun out.
160 range, but it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, don't rule it out just because it's something you typically use early game. It still has the capabilities to be dangerous throughout the entire match.
Well, I think that wraps this up pretty much. This segment. Alright, in this demonstration, I'm going to be attacking Bricks. He's got a little position here, dug in. And maybe one squad. He might have an MG here. So what I'm talking about. I can't see any of his units. If I even turn my scouts away for a second.
Any orders, sir?
Like, look, I can still see... I can't see the sandbags, but you can see the foxholes. A little trick. If you take a guy and you, like... It's kind of a little bitch move, but you can put your guy up here and you can, like, see his outline. He can take aim on the sandbag. And it can basically see what's there. But anyway, this one I'm going to show... With the engineers here, they spawn with the demolition charges. With Soviets, the satchel charges. And Germans, it's satchel charge too, right? Same with Finns. But anyway, they spawn with, like, mine detectors. You probably know. They dig trenches, obviously. But they got barbed wire cutters, which we don't got any setup to show you right this second. But with the satchel charges, out here you click the grenade, switch to them. You can actually blow up hedgerows with them. So I'm going to get some of my infantry in position first. But it makes it's a good way to, like, he's expecting an attack from here, right? So if I were to make 2 holes here, I can have 2 positions shooting at him instead of just 1. So I'm going to divide my squad in half.
Always ready.
And then
Ready, sir.
these guys here.
Ready. Any orders, sir?
Alright.
Scanning ready.
I also got my Browning 30 cal from before up.
Always ready. Ready, sir.
So, all you want to do... The hell? All you want to do is you want to kind of aim at the top of the hedgerow. Make sure it lands, like, on it. I think if it falls over, it should be fine. But... No. Basically, like this, you can burn it down to look like this too. It makes it easier to shoot through. But for the demolition charge to be effective, you see either land on top. I think that should get him too.
I'm ready. Always ready.
Okay. You see how this one is cut in half?
Always ready.
Let the smoke clear here. See how it's like half the height of this one?
Yes, sir.
You can actually then now take your unit and you can walk over the hedgerow. So you can also drive tanks over them. So I'm gonna just blow up the other side to show what basically now I can take my MG stand. If I were to take my infantry here,
Any orders, sir?
and set these guys suppressing. But I can put my Browning up on the hedgerow to shoot while my infantry is pushing from that side and this side. See, now these guys are in the hedgerow. Browning still shooting, has a good vantage point of every one of his units.
Some fire. All of my guys are laying down. That's just what happens when with an MG like that. They're laying down. It's gonna give them an opportunity to push up.
Yeah, they instantly lay down when they're suppressing fire.
Waiting orders.
And when that's happening, I'm able to crawl up, and then look at when he peeks, they're just all gone. And yes, these are the 82nd Airborne, they're the vet level troops, but still, this works with any level of troop. And if you want to stop the suppressive fire without having to like manual control like this, if it's suppressing like it's doing, you just press F, it stops everything. Same if you were to like, just show it real quick. You get like a Jeep and you set it to move, right? It's driving along, you want it to stop, you press F. And it just stops right in its tracks. But as you can see, breaks down to like one guy maybe. But basically we made another crossfire. And I could put my MG up on the hedgerow. And can fire over all of his units. Now in a real game, you would probably obviously have more units, I would think. But
Yes, sir.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Ready to go, sir. I'm ready.
but yeah, that's pretty much that. You wanna add anything?
I'm ready.
Pretty much a textbook cross. I mean, those were some of the better units. Those actually were the best units that the regular Doctrine gets. Those were the Fallschirmjägers, which I mean, they did they 2 MGs attachments in the Fallschirmjägers, and that was about as clean as of a operation you could have right there.
Yeah, I took 3 losses compared to his. He lost the whole squad and an MG attachment. That wasn't perfect either on my part. I'd still coulda. Even if I would have smoked too, I could have done smoke, I could have mortared. But final demonstration, I think we're gonna do a
Always
I'm
ready.
gonna have brick. I'm gonna build up defenses in this little square here. And then I'm gonna have brick attack just to show you how I would set it up. So I got some AP miners here. Normally I only put like 5, but I'm just gonna place them here. Do this, you can shift click or you can just right click drag, but I don't like doing that because it only puts them in a straight line, like a V formation. And it yeah, it's just not as effective. Are your guys on the hedgerow and hold fire?
Sure, it's messing with him. But yeah, the rest should be good.
So yeah,
Yes, sir.
it's more time consuming, but definitely they're way more effective because the way they explode, I'll show you once he starts attacking. But
Ready, sir. Ready, sir.
actually put the mines first. You gotta be quick with this and multiplayer battle. It's better to just get them down than to not have any. It's not the way I think of it.
Awaiting orders.
Like Browning.
Armor ready.
These are all like units you could have.
You're ready.
Well, actually no. You couldn't have mine at the start of the game because I'm using the
Always ready.
airborne, but
Aye.
Break is using Jaeger squad, so he would be the one like could all spawn at the start of the game.
Ready to go.
Must have been the wind.
Yeah.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Ready to roll.
I have a little scout car here. I'm gonna use a little stone wall as defense for this. Can't absorb much, but it's enough to cover the engine a little bit. And also, the gun in the back, if you were to put it like this, is pretty much useful. If you go in the inventory of it, you can take the gun. You put all the ammo away. You can grab the ammo from the half track, and now you have another 30 cal gunner. I grabbed the 50 cal ammo.
Awaiting orders, sir.
What are your orders, sir?
Don't do that. Those don't fit together. Believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't think it would go over that well. You can't dig this guy in, but if you were to grab it with a normal infantry, you could dig
I'm
him in.
ready. Any orders, sir? Waiting your command, sir. Awaiting orders.
Also, every, like, the airborne squads, if you have the DLC, they spawn with these light anti-tank mines. You can either put them on the ground or they work like AT grenades. Actually really effective. You just have to throw them on the engine deck.
Ready, sir.
Aye.
Also, another tip is if you have the American half-tracks, those also spawn with landmines inside them, believe it or not.
Yeah, I will show that real quick, actually. So the M3A1 half-track, if you go in the inventory, it spawns with 24 anti-tank mines. With the M20, actually spawns with the bazooka and 12 rockets. What else is it? I think the M2 half-track also spawns with AT mines. Spawns with 14 of them. And then, I think that's all. Yes. But it's just another thing most people don't know about.
That's good to know. A small niche thing that isn't people don't usually bring up and don't often actually use,
Awaiting
even
orders,
if you
sir.
do know about it. But it's just something that you usually, when you're in the game, you just focus on so many other things, you just don't think of it. So it's a common thing to forget. But good to know.
Ready to go, sir.
Aye, sir.
Also, when I'm here, as Brick said earlier, if you just hold down left click, you can go like this and just put down your foxholes. Every time I seem to do it, it doesn't work, and like my guys
Ready, sir.
will run back to where they were standing and not go into foxholes.
Any
That's why I
orders,
just do it
What I'd give
manually.
to see the American sky.
Always ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Awaiting orders, yes, sir.
Ready to go, sir.
As you can see, I'm putting my bar and 30 cal gunners in the back, so the infantry in front absorbs most of the bullets.
ready.
Because the AI in this game, as you know, they're
What are your
not
orders, sir?
the greatest.
Yes, sir.
Aye, sir. Ready to go. Yes, sir.
And another thing too, these MG ammo barriers or bearers, you can put the ammo into the
Yep.
MG stand as well.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Ready
Loaded.
to go, sir.
Another little thing is if you can't select all your guys with the little square, you can click on them and shift click on all their little icons, and they form their own little squad.
Ready to go, sir.
You can only have up to, what is it, 12?
Yes, sir.
12 people per squad, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, sir.
It's somewhere around there. You can have a squad. It's not no bigger than 15 at least. I'm not 100% sure on how many.
Awaiting orders, sir.
Always ready.
So this is pretty much just an average defense. It's thrown together quick. It's not really much thought to it, just full V pattern. Got the MGs in the back. Just
Awaiting orders.
one AT gun. Yeah. Whenever you're ready.
Start off with a small barrage from my mortar, followed by smoke barrage. Just gonna try to implement as many of the things that we used earlier, just to show an example of it. It's gonna increase my odds of success here. Success is never guaranteed, though, so you always have to be ready for a plan B. You have to be ready for a counterattack, or
Ready, sir.
you even gotta be able to accept your losses, and not every attack is gonna be successful, so you gotta be ready to pull what you have left, cut your losses, and get ready to defend, as there's a pretty decent chance they'll start their own attack right after. So just gotta keep that in mind. Be ready for anything.
Aye, sir.
You see, that's, he didn't dig up. There's
Ready to
no.
go, sir.
From my point of view, and you can't see it, but I don't see any sandbags, so I don't know where his AT gun is. So it's going to be a bit of an issue for me for this assault, as I have a Panzer IIIN, a half-track, and 2 squads of infantry ready for this assault. So it really could go either way.
As you can see, watching me do, as Rick was explaining, I just took the 30 cal ammo that was left over from the scout car, because I took the 30 cal on my unit over here. And all the ammo is compatible, obviously. So if there's just leftover, there's 2,200 rounds just sitting here. So you could put that in anything.
Ready, sir.
What are your orders, sir?
Loading round.
Ooh!
Ready to fire.
See, now Brick knows where the AP gun is. So normally, if you get a big kill like that, you normally want to pull it back. Unless your enemy doesn't quite see it. I just cooked that off in one shot. Kind of impressive. It normally doesn't happen.
Oh, yeah, it was actively cooking off. Wow. And just like that, that's pretty much stalled my advance. One AT gun is enough to really mess up a push. And
Yeah,
I still do got the mortar, but that's just goes
That's
to
what
show
I
the
try to
importance
tell
of it.
people. Like, tanks, you don't really need tanks if you know how to use infantry.
Yeah, he has so many guys dug in that this position here is pretty much very hard to push. Not much I can do here. At this point, typically, if this was an actual battle, I would pull back to consult my losses. You know, I mean, I've already lost enough infantry that it's not really worth the ground that I gained if I gain anything. So, I mean, it is what it
Just
is.
take your losses, don't lose anymore, and
Yeah.
try to find a gap. That's the
A lot
most
of-
important thing.
Good infantry gun. I mean, you can use, on top of that, you can use your scouts and just do small probing attacks. I mean, you're not gonna, I'd rather lose a scouting party rather than a full infantry division squad, you know?
Yeah. Well, for example, if you were to attack me from this field to my right, your left, my AT gun can't see you at all. So you could hit me from that side quick as you're distracting from the front. And I would have to reposition my AT gun, and by the time I do that, you can probably rush it and kill it.
Small things like that, and I wouldn't have known that before this attack. I mean, next time I could reconsult and try again, but
Yeah, he still thinks, like, from his point of view, there's still all these foxholes and sandbags in this field. He doesn't know that there's literally nothing there. Well, it's kind of like you can dig foxholes and then just fall back and use them kind of as bait, if you think of it.
as well as that, don't underestimate the how valuable it is to use smoke still. I mean, I could use the smoke here and use that for a retreat as well. It's again using that mortar, using what a lot of people don't understand how that works, how effective smoke is. I mean, granted, there is a hole still in the smoke, so he can still shoot at my guys, but I mean, it's
Yeah, you
still
cut
just as
off
effective.
most of my one squad. Only the
Just
guys in
that
the
line
middle
of
can
sight.
shoot. And the 50. And yet it was so effective. He still didn't even push up to my mine. So if I were to get pushed back, like if I
Yeah,
had
it's
to
mine.
fall back, I could fall back to this and make a new line back here. Well,
Those
my
mines
mines
stay
are
with me.
still. And I have guys tucked in the hedgerows too that would kill the guys running up. So those would be a nuisance too as he's pushing. And that would give me time to fall back, set up, regroup, try to launch a counterattack.
But, I mean, that's a complete loss right there. Everything's gone but one guy, one infantryman, two
Yeah.
infantrymen.
It's how
So that's
effective the 57 is really. Nobody really uses it, but it's deadly. And you don't need to waste all the. It's only 430 MP. You don't need to waste all the money on a tank.
yeah, I mean that took out a 480 MP tank, a 110 MP half track, 120 assisted in taking out 125 MP squad, as well as the Brandenburg units that I sent up just because I had them laying around, which is not common. But I mean, that just
Right.
goes to show how effective just any support like that is extremely effective.
Even though my squads are the 82nd Airborne, they're expensive, but still, I only took
Negligible losses.
1 loss, 2 losses.
That's dirty.
What happened?
That guy threw a grenade right over the hedgerow,
Oh,
right on top
yeah,
of the
that's another
landscape.
thing you gotta watch out for on these maps. Just so easy to. But anyway,
I think that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned a thing or two. Hopefully it was a good watch. Hopefully this helps improve your gameplay. So have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
yeah, if we get a lot of support, we might do one on tanks. We'll have to see. 'Cause there's a lot of little tricks about tanks that most people don't know about.